and welcome to my YouTube channel. You know me by now. I'm Penny Shadikwetle, and I am a transformation life coach. So in the previous video, I introduced the topic that we're gonna be handling going forward. If you missed that video, you can scroll down and you will see the video is titled The Art of Communication. Yes, communication is an art, and research shows that 93% of our communication is non-verbal. So we want to enforce our words on people. We want to convince our people, the people around us, the meaning of of what we mean by our words. By simply saying words, it doesn't mean that people are hearing us. You know, so for example, words only form 7% of our communication. 93%, like I say, is non-verbal. 38% is based on the voice, how I sound and how I'm perceived by the person that I'm communicating to. And 55% is body language. You know, how am I open when you are chatting to me? Am I receptive? Am I hearing you? What is my body language? You know, or am I in a rush to display what I want you to receive from our communication? So a lot of our communication is ruined in our relationship because we seem to assume. So it's literally based on mind reading, and mind reading by itself, it means that I'm assuming to know the state of the next person that I'm talking to, the internal state and their intent for that matter. So just by observing a person, I'm assuming that I know how they are feeling, you know, or how they are receiving just by looking at them. Can you imagine how disrespectful that is and how toxic that is? So that is what is happening in our relationships, in our communication, even in our friendships, because we assume to know another person's internal state by what we observe from the external. There is a higher language that the entire universe is talking, the language of vibration, the language without words. You can already see that communication is not necessarily words. You know, it's like sometimes we say words even in our prayers. I'm thinking about prayer specifically. We pray with words, you know, quoting scriptures, saying words, big words. But is the Creator hearing us? What do we mean? You know, because I saw a quotation that says that the universe doesn't listen to what you say, it listens to what you mean. So you might say this and you mean the other thing. In fact, there's a quotation by Mahatma Gandhi which says that your thoughts become your words, and your words become your reality. And based on that, it means these three things: thoughts, words, action. It is the three things that needs to be in alignment when we communicate. So that means when those three are available, we are in integrity. So stand in integrity even in our communication. Let your thoughts and your words and your action be one. Be authentic. We need to be authentic in our communication. Don't say something when you are thinking about something. Those are just words. They don't mean anything. If a person can pick up that, you know what, she said this, you know, but I didn't feel it. You know, there are people who are kinesthetic, and we'll talk about it when we get there. So in our communication, we need to be responsible. What does the responsible communicator mean? The being responsible in our communication, it means that we ask questions, you know. So when we are talking, even if you're not saying it immediately, maybe after we've separated, after I've left, you can maybe send a text. In my observation of our conversation, this is what I've noticed. When I mentioned this and this, your face seemed to drop, your jaws seem to close. You know, in my reading, I don't want to make an assumption can you tell me, what that meant? How did you receive the information that I was telling you? Rather than jumping to conclusions that are very dangerous, because we simply don't know. Because as human beings, we perceive our world based on our five senses, what we see, the sounds, what we hear, the touch, the smell, and the taste. So based on that, and this thing, that's why it is in neurology, psychology. These things, they are external, but they are interpreted by the brain. So what is external gets filtered in the brain. When we observe our reality, when things happen in our experience, we see them, yes, with our five senses, but it is the mind that is the brain ultimately that needs to interpret what is going on. So we cannot dangerously assume that, for example, when I observe someone else demeanor, then it means that this person is angry, or I just knew it, he was lying. Some people say that when they give feedback, I just knew it, I know it, I felt it in my gut that she was lying. How can you say that? That is dangerous. You don't know. Give people the benefit of the doubt and be responsible in our communication. And the golden rule says that do unto others what you expect to be done unto you. Do unto others what do you expect to be done unto you, and make no assumption, because we simply don't know. In our communication, if we learn to be responsible in our communication, and we ask lots of questions, and we learn to build, in this is the first thing that I do in my coaching system. This is what I've learned from my coach. The first thing that I do in my coaching, I need to establish my client's communication representation. How do they communicate, so that I can be effective as a coach? And even in coaching, we don't give advice, we don't make assumption, we ask question. When we ask questions, we believe that the client will come to their own conclusion by themselves, because right now they're going through what they're going through, because there's so much happening in their life. So they're not seeing, what is actually happening. So when you ask lots of questions, you tend to bring the thing in the surface, and they're able to see it for themselves even before you mention the problem. So communication is very important. Communication is needed in all our relationship, in all our dealings with one another. We need to learn how to communicate effectively, so that we can build better relationships. Lots of relationships, lots of marriages, lots of friendships end based on our communication, how we communicate, because we seem to put people under pressure. We seem to know what someone else is going through, and that is arrogant, to state the least. So if rather than saying that this is what this person was, maybe you want to say that they were angry, just mention what you observed. You can say that his smile dropped away, his eyebrows frowned, and he folded his arms and leaned back. What does that mean? You just relaying feedback from your interaction with whoever you are interacting with. It doesn't mean that they were angry, or they were closed, or they didn't wanna hear further. But it is just responsibly saying what you observed, rather than I could see that he was angry, or I could see that he didn't believe me, because you don't know. Oh, I can see that he was happy to see me. How do you know? You can't read people's state, of mind. You cannot know what their intentions are. We just have to be responsible in our communication, and be sensible in our communication, and ask lots of questions, never assuming anything, because we simply don't know. So that is a little bit that I want to share about the art of communication. It is an art. So catch the next episode next time, whether it be tomorrow or whenever. I'll catch you next time with the I will handle the representational system in the next video. I don't want to overload one video with too much information, because I actually want to release information in bits and pieces, so that by the time you get to the next one, you already have an understanding what the previous one was talking about. So in the next episode, I'll be talking about the way we receive information, and how we relay communication to the people whom we are communicating with, so that we can be understood better. Thank you for listening, and I will catch you next time. Bye bye.